Welcome back to episode 2 of the Millionaire Method.
The experiment.
Da, da, da. Brought to you, shameless plug yet again, get used to it every week, by Belief Coding, yours truly, because it has the ability to absolutely transform everything. It is the evolution in
human potential.
Yeah, baby. So what I think it's important for the listeners to understand is you can only operate at the level of your beliefs. Because the level of your beliefs, we have beliefs to keep us safe. We have beliefs to keep us in our comfort zone. We have beliefs to keep us at our current identity. And the person that I was, 10 years ago, single mum on benefits, could not operate at those level of beliefs that I'm operating at now. What about yourself, Gem?
Yeah, totally. Like, if I hadn't have had that advanced session, I didn't even realise that I still had half of them underlying beliefs, because I've done so much work on myself.
Okay.
But not to get to a level of what I'm expecting now.
Yeah, because it's a new goal. And in order for you to do the £1 million in the next 6 to 12 months, do you think you have to become a different version of yourself?
100%.
I think you've already become that version now, though. Like, I think we've just
Can
been
I just
through this
say,
shift.
for the purpose that we did not know that we was both going to be in leopard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just rocked up. I'm like, oh, girl.
Matchy. And then I've just borrowed your lipsticks. I thought, I actually look like a little clone of you.
Get your hair in a ponytail. Get your hair in a ponytail. I've got a spare shirt there. So it's the same for myself. I feel like we've both just been through this identity shift. So my next goal is 10 million for the business to generate so I can create huge impact. Your next goal is 1 million. Again, so you can create huge impact. But I think if the listeners just close their eyes, I'm just going to read off some of the beliefs that I had. And then, Gem, if you read off some of the beliefs that you had. It's not safe to be myself. People always want something from me. People always use me. I feel like I'm not a good mum. People expect things from me and use me for what I have. I'm used, I'm violated, I'm numb, I feel nothing. When I get pissed off, I'm a bad person. People judge me. I'm scared at looking at my bank balance. I'm sabotaging everything. I'm fearful of spending money on ads. I'm superficial for buying nice things. If I buy the girls things, they're spoiled. I can't be successful and be a good mum. I'm self-centered. I always fuck things up with the kids. Like, these are just a few of them. I'm selfish for buying things. It's shameful to buy nice things. Rich people are bad people. Rich people cause pain. I do things that upset people. People think I'm a bad person. I'm scared to be happy. I can't relax into sex. I mean, that is definitely connected to money. I'll go into that in a minute. I don't allow myself to receive pleasure. I'm stopping my pleasure of being happy. They were underlying beliefs that I had that I was totally unaware of.
Crazy.
But as I'm reading them out, doesn't that make total sense why I would never reach the financial goals? And what's really interesting, I didn't even realize that sex and pleasure was connected to finances. But from doing my belief coding sessions, pleasure to do with enjoying life and pleasure to do with sex was connected as a success factor.
Wow.
And now I'm like, whoa, Alex, I'm living this. Liz, Alex's mum, if you're listening, please close your ears. Do you want to read some of your beliefs out? So again, these were beliefs that you were just totally unaware of that came up during an advanced session to do with reaching 1 million. How do they feel like? When I'm reading my beliefs out, they don't even feel like a thing anymore because I had 95 beliefs connected to 10 million. Whereas now I think I've got about 2, and that's from 3 belief coding sessions.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of these have shifted, we already know. Like, as soon as I got the awareness, I was like, freaking hell. And I've already feel like something's been, I've completely
Been on like rocket fuel.
Yeah. I don't deserve more. I'm stupid. I'm a dosser, worthless. I'm not good enough. I'm embarrassing. I'm alone. I'm soft and vulnerable, and that's bad. I need to be tough to survive. I can't show emotions. I'm not lovable as I am. The real me isn't acceptable. I'm embarrassing to others. I shouldn't need help. Needing help makes me weak.
How many? There were about 80 or 90 there, right?
Yeah. I will sabotage myself. I don't give things long enough. I panic. I want to move on when things don't work fast enough. I have mini breakdowns when I don't meet timelines. Can't maintain success. There's just Jesus. I don't feel settled. I never feel settled anywhere. It's not safe. going back to our first episode, though, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've done so much belief coding, but you do it on one memory. I was just doing it on not the whole. The advanced is going through all the beliefs that I'd have got at that time.
Yeah.
Not just one that I'm changing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, it's really interesting. So like with belief coding, you go back and you heal the past. Whereas I think a lot of people mistake that for like getting stuck in the past. And it's not that, it's resolving the past experiences. And I think the reason why we want to discuss beliefs in this episode specifically is because this is going to be the foundation that's going to get you as a listener to understand that you literally, you cannot operate past the belief systems that you're at. You cannot think different thoughts if your beliefs don't believe it's safe for you to think the thoughts that you need to think to make the million. So just listening to my beliefs and Gem's beliefs, like that makes total sense to why I kept sabotaging my success, why I would say I was going to do something, then feel scared and not do it. Do you feel the same?
Yeah. I do feel.
I'm like looking at you intensely. Do you feel the same, Gem?
I do feel the same, but I since my last session, I feel like
You've been on fire.
I've been on fire.
Yeah.
I've been motivated. I've like my mission's been like clear as day. It's like I've got.
Talk about that actually. So before actually doing the belief coding session, I think this will give real context to like what actually goes through. So when you first decided that you wanted to have the success, because we were talking about making millions when we were in Boise, and when you talk about it, it's different to when you know and you feel it's going to happen. So just talk about kind of like the thoughts you had the first time we went to America to do with your business in comparison to the last time we went, just from changing the beliefs and changing like, well, alchemizing your past to feel good.
So when I first went to Boise, I felt like a fish out of water. And a lot of them beliefs that are there, not deserving and everything else, I think was in the back of my mind.
Well, they definitely were, because they've come up from your unconscious.
Yeah. But that's how I literally showed up. Like I was so overwhelmed by the whole experience, and I didn't even take it all in because I was just like, should I even be here? Do you know what I mean?
I feel
and then this time, I was like,
woo, yeah, we're on fire.
Completely talking as if like, yeah, I'll be making millions soon. It was like, we hadn't even stayed in that bloody Airbnb with Jacqueline, our friends, and she was like, yeah, my goal is to get 100 million. 100 million. She was like, I'm at 50 million already. And I'm like, anything is possible. Why can they have it and you can't?
Well, if they can do it, we can do it.
100%.
And I think as well, like, since being in those rooms with people who are, you know, the absolute thought leaders, they are creating so much impact. They're making ridiculously amazing amounts of money, but they're really good, humble,
down to earth,
kind, giving people. Like, they are so generous with the time. And I think growing up, my dad always used to say, you know, in order to be rich, the rich are dodgy. And then also from so what I discovered from the beliefs of, you know, linking success to bad people, that's because the person who sexually abused me was rich. So I had this real warped perception of like abuse is connected to money, success is connected to being a bad person, just lots of different things. And then also one of the biggest beliefs that came up for me, that if I became too successful, I wouldn't be there for the kids, and then the kids would be left in care of someone who's going to abuse them. And again, if someone would have said that that's what I believe, I definitely don't believe that. There's no way I would ever do that. And there is no way conscious I would ever do that. But my unconscious, there was a real fear there. Like, this could happen. If you are too successful, who's going to look after the kids? They're going to be left with an abuser. It's wild.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. So what has changed for you then? When you think about your career from, well, like when you first started like working on the pier, in your jobs, in comparison to your career in the last 3 years of just changing your beliefs, how different has the sort of the growth been and the transition?
Unbelievable, Jess. Like my life has completely changed. Like for someone that's not seen my journey, if you'd have met me back then to who I am now, you'd think it's two different people.
Yeah, same.
Like my confidence, like in me, like I feel whole, which was one of the main things. Like to have that feeling is just unbelievable. But yeah, my confidence in every area really, and that solid belief of who you are and what you're capable of. Like it's so exciting. Like belief coding is amazing because you just don't want to stop. Like the healing bit can go on hold, and now you're like, what else can I get from it? What else can I
think as well, like when you anchor into the future vision and the future version or the infinite self that you want to become, it makes it more about the future and about, this is where I'm going, this is who I am. So what needs to clear, what needs to heal, what needs to transform in order for me to reach that human potential?
Yeah, I'm fascinated by it.
So pass me the phone back. So this is what we've changed some of your beliefs to. So what I want you all to do now is just close your eyes, and I'm just going to share with you like some of the beliefs that I've changed too, and how just changing the beliefs literally makes me show up different. And I honestly feel like I've done this huge identity shift where I've gone from feeling really insecure, like questioning, can I even put myself out there? And even though I have been putting myself out there, and I would say I'm really authentic the way I show up online, this feels like an extra layer of authenticity, because I'm like, no, I'm like, listen, if you want to pussyfoot around and you want to whinge and whine about your life instead of being a winner's mentality, that's on you. I have not got the time for it. Whereas a month ago, I would never have said that, because I'm like, oh my God, who am I going to offend? Whereas no, sometimes we need to hear, if you're going to be a whiner all your life, you're never going to reach the levels of happiness, the level of success, the levels of joy that you want, because you're so stuck in the whiny attitude. And I think I felt so insecure saying that. Whereas now, in order to reach the level I want to reach to, I want to inspire people to bring them up. And doing this, the £1 million method, like for me, or the millionaire method, should we say, for me, that is what this is about. So this is the place where I'm operating at now. I allow myself to fully receive and feel love. It's natural and good to desire and enjoy nice things. I make amazing money by being amazingly authentic. I love making money and I feel really good about it. I'm generous, giving, authentic. Success, happiness, and connection to my family all go hand in hand. I give myself and others generously without guilt. I can purchase what I love and enjoy it with pride. Wealth is my asset for greatness. And this came up actually. I did a belief coding session. And it was all about kind of, things going from one extreme to the next, where I felt like 1 minute I'd be like, yeah, everything's going well. And the next one I'd be like, whoa, what's happening? And it went back to when I was 10 in my mum and dad's pine shop. And literally we had to sleep in the pine shop because my mum and dad were working through the night. And in that moment, I just wanted to go home and have my teddy bear bungalows, my little rabbit. And I'd created a belief of, in order to be successful, it has to be extreme. So as soon as I changed that belief, you came into it and I saw our mission and me making money, but the wealth was an asset to help the next generation. So it's my God-given purpose and birthright I have to make the money in order to fund the next generation. Isn't that wild?
Love that. Yeah.
What were some of your beliefs that you changed to?
So I changed
here we are. I've got them. They're what we changed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm super intelligent.
Yes, you are, girl.
I'm a queen. I'm the best person for it. I feel these. Do you know what I mean? Like I am.
Yeah, you are the best person for it.
I'm surrounded by love. My vulnerability is my superpower. I trust myself to overcome anything. I really believe these, I'm saying these and I'm like, yeah.
And we only changed these a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. How different was it when we were saying those? Because when we had your actual unconscious beliefs and we're trying to think about, right, what we're going to change them to, how did you feel when you said those, but you hadn't done the work to change those? Do you get me?
I wanted to believe them. Do you know what I mean? They were beautiful. I was like, oh. Whereas now I'm like,
nice one too.
I'm proud of who I am. The real me is incredible.
Yes, she is.
Reaching out is safe. I literally feel all of these things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow,
baby. So how have you, from changing them as well, just talk to me about how you were operating before we went to America, like your business and your thoughts, your ideas, in comparison to when you've come back from America. You've kind of had mini belief shifts. You start to see what's possible because we've been around, some incredible people that show you what's possible. What happened in that week in comparison to the week we have changed your beliefs? How have you shown up?
It's like with an absolute knowing that this is a mission that's from a higher something crazily out of our.
I feel like it's out of our control.
Out of our control.
Do you feel that?
I feel like that.
I do.
Even when I was an American, I was talking about the children and talking about what I do. Everyone around me was like, "You're going to be really successful. This is.
It's a God-given purpose.
It's a God-given purpose.
Whoa! It's a God-given purpose. Oh my God! I actually felt that when I said that.
But I don't think of this £1 million now. It's not scaring me at all.
Yeah.
If you'd have said it to me a few weeks ago, or when you did ring me, and I was like,
And actually, it's interesting because you said that you went on to Adam Stott's webinar.
Yeah.
And tell me what you heard and what
he
you told
said
me.
Was on about 7 figures businesses. He said, and I know, talking about £1 million is scary for a lot of people. And I was like,
no, not today.
Actually, no. I don't feel I've got no ickiness around saying the £1 million. The only thing that I think is still there is I don't want people to feel like I don't know, because it's not just, I don't know.
You do?
There's still more that I need to work on. Yeah, because I don't want people to think this is,
don't we?
I want people to know this is for a higher purpose and a mission.
But this is interesting. So this is interesting. Like, so really, it's no one else's business. So why do you want people to know that this is for a higher purpose and a mission? Because that would tell me you still do not feel worthy of actually having money. Because it's almost as if, like, for one, if you made $1 million, you kept it in your pocket, it's no one else's business. Number two, it's amazing that we're doing it for a higher purpose, but again, it's no one else's business. So the point I'm trying to make, from an energetic perspective, you can have $1 million in your pocket and you can also give $1 million away. Like, that's on you, but you, and for anyone listening to this, you absolutely have to feel worthy enough and good enough and, you know, feel okay with saying, yeah, I want to make money. Because like, even when you, and again, I think it's the thing, this is one thing I've had to overcome massively. You know, growing up, we went to a private school, but my mum and dad couldn't afford the school fees. So I was in and out of school like nonstop, like literally for weeks and weeks at a time. Then I'd get back and I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. And then I eventually left in year 10. But I was around people. I was always the poor kid at school. So growing up, I would then always put myself in situations where I'd just have rich friends to confirm that I'm the poor friend. Where am I going with this? What were we just talking about? I forgot where I'm going with this.
Because you have to absolutely believe.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. So you absolutely have to believe this. So, like, when I started to, like, I remember the first time I bought my Louis Vuitton bag, it was the first expensive thing that I'd ever bought myself. And I always wanted a bag because you always want what you feel deprived of growing up. So I was around people, and I don't even care that this is superficial because I actually really like nice luxury things. And I also give back. Oh, I've just had to justify then. So even part of me doesn't feel worthy of it. But I think, you know, I've had to be okay with buying nice things for myself, and also because I'm generous. Do you know what I mean?
You're really generous, and you deserve to treat yourself and do like you work your bloody.
But isn't it interesting
magic
though?
All the time for everyone else, of course.
But the point I'm trying to make is it's still interesting, isn't it? Because even though I've got this generous side, there's also part of me that used to feel hugely selfish for buying a bag, buying a nice pair of shoes, buying a beautiful dress. When really it's no one else's business except mine, what I do. And again, this is it. Like, you really do have to be okay with earning money. So fuck it, let's go for 2 million, 1 million for me, 1 million for business. Are you up for it?
I'm up for it, girl.
Yeah. And actually, should we go into the energetics of money? So when we started this experiment, like Gemma, she's been doing the belief coding sessions. We're going to go into a little bit of strategy, but also away from our belief coding sessions, you're on it. Like, you're listening to books, you're like really getting absorbed in everything to create this huge money, wealth mindset. And what book did you tell me to read? It was fantastic.
Secret of the Millionaire Mind.
Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So Jem put it in. We've got a little group, me, you and Kyle, haven't we? One of our BFFs. He's fabulous. And in that, Jem posted a book and we've been listening to it, and he teaches about a wealth thermostat. And what he says in there, which is totally true, and this is the work that we uncover with belief coding, all to do like money blocks, the energetics of money. You know, we all have an amount of money that we can make in a year that subconsciously feels safe to us. So if it doesn't subconsciously feel safe, you will always reach the amount that does feel safe on your plateau. So what that means is, if, for example, you are used to earning £50,000 a year, when you earn 60,000, that will feel good but uncomfortable, and part of you will want to give it away, part of you will spend it because it's outside of your wealth thermostat. So when we're doing the Millionaire Method, what is absolutely fundamentally crucial is that your wealth thermostat, your subconscious, feels safe enough to be able to hold that amount of money. So what me and Gemma did, the other day, rings Gemma, I was like, Gemma, get yourself on bloody FaceTime. Let's Human Compass our thermostat for wealth. And Human Compass will show you, actually, do you know what? At the end of this episode, I'm going to give you the chance to actually understand where your unconscious beliefs come from and do it. So if you look below, there's a link there. Click on the link. You'll understand how you can measure your wealth thermostat and also how you can find out your unconscious beliefs. But what is your wealth thermostat at now for the next 12 months?
Was it $2,000?
No, it's 2 million.
2 million, I mean.
We're never going to do million.
2 million. Was it 2 million?
2 million,
though? It was bizarre, wasn't it? Because you asked me first 3. No, you asked me 5, then you asked me 3.
Yeah, and it was like, you wasn't feel safe. You didn't feel safe to hold 5 million. You didn't feel safe to hold 3, but then you felt safe to hold 2 in the next 12 months, which makes it understandable because we want to do 1 million in the next 6 months.
And every day, like you said, picking up on the book, every day I'm doing something. So the £1 million is, I literally... every single day I'm hearing £1 million, £1 million. I'm reading the books, I'm doing the frequency meditations and listening to the money frequency. I'm literally doing future self, billionaire future self meditations, which are on YouTube, which are fantastic. Like they literally step by step talk you through this billion pound lifestyle.
Yeah.
So every day it's becoming more and more comfortable. And in that book, it says to tap on your head every day and say, this is my millionaire mindset. So I'm doing that about 10 times a day as well.
I think
on top of all the beliefs and everything. Can you like I really
imagine.
believe it's going to be there.
I think as well, what's really cool is sometimes when you want to reach like a huge financial goal, it's hard to imagine what that lifestyle actually looks like or how different your life will be. So the fact that you're looking on YouTube for like millionaire lifestyles, you're able then to create that vision in your mind, which becomes your North Star to go towards. And the more you imagine it, you know, the safer you're going to feel. And then when you've got rid of the resistance, that the subconscious, the protective mechanisms, it's so easy to get to that level. And you know what's crazy? I actually don't think it's going to be like, don't get me wrong, I think there's going to be times where it's going to feel like there's an obstacle in the way, but I don't think doing the million in the next 6 to 12 months is I don't feel like you're going to find it hard because you'll be in total alignment just taking the action.
I'm so excited for this.
Talk about what's the action you've been taking now? Like how different, you haven't even told me how different you've been turning up and what you've done.
So even in the last week.
I think you've done more in the last week than you have in the last 6 months.
I literally I've had some crazy episode of like, right, I need to do this. So my course, my Next Gen Mem course, I've completely like gone to town and added so much more content in there.
So with this, before we go into what you've been doing differently, I think what's really important, we've worked on your unconscious beliefs first, we've changed your beliefs, then you can operate at a different level of what is available to you.
Yeah.
So prior to that, you have your MEM course, which is Mental Health Empowerment Mentor. And MEM also is short for what your granddad used to call you, MEM, Gem. And then what we have done, we've started to look at the new offer. So we've started to look at the new opportunity, the new offer, how to generate that million. We've reverse engineered it. So just share how different everything has been since shifting the beliefs and how, just your work ethic.
I've been completely on fire.
Yeah.
Like I've added more content into my training portal. I've spoke to relevant people. I've reached out for support, for help when I don't normally. That was one of my beliefs.
Yeah.
Because I would just sit on things for ages thinking, I can't do it. When all I need to do is just one phone call and say, can you do that? All right, nice one.
Bloody hell. Do you remember when we were going to first start working together? Do you remember? Like you were asking me all the time for things. Do you remember? No, sorry, you weren't actually. No, what was you? I can't remember. What was I asking you for? No, you weren't. No, so you weren't asking me. You were waiting a lot of the time for me, or like you didn't like asking me things.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Whereas I'm not used to operating at that place. I'm like, if you want something, just ask me. And if I can't do it, I'm like, no, ask someone else.
Yeah. Well, now that was one of the beliefs that we changed, and instantly I was like, I've been delegating and paying people and believing that that's what you can do. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, should we share the story about Boise in the first class flight?
Oh my God.
So, part of... We're going to have to share the video. Can we send you the video of this to put in? Oh my God, right. So we went to Boise a few weeks ago and I'd booked business class, and like business class is the same as first class, isn't it? Especially with like Virgin Atlantic. And anyway, so every time we go to the airport, me and Gemma, for some reason, we don't realise that you have to be there at a certain time. So every time we've gone there, like, can Gemma Anyon and Jessica, can Gemma Anyon and Jessica Cunningham please come to terminal?
How does it keep happening to us? We're never learning our lesson.
Anyway, right, so on the way there, we tried to do like a free upgrade, aren't we, to get you into business class. And they're like, sorry, it's not available. And I'm like, right, stuff it. You know, we're going to manifest. We are going to manifest. You're going to be in business. I know you're going to be in business class. Gem's like, I'm going to be in business class.
I kept coming down to your business class and saying, let's get a picture, then I'll manifest it and be. But we have, it was crazy.
We did manifest it.
We did.
So on the way back from Boise, we're in America. This final call's been called for me and Gemma, right? So we're literally the last people on the plane. And then tell them what you said. You went, should I?
So because Jess was obviously first class, you was going straight into the plane and like taking.
You turn left, don't you?
Just turn in a quick left and you're in your luxury part of the plane. So I said, do you reckon I just try it and sit in an empty seat? Because we're the last ones on the plane.
Yeah.
And there was 3 seats.
Yeah, there were,
three
weren't there?
empty seats. So weird how I got in that knew to move forward because someone came and sat behind that in that other one.
But
anyway,
again, guided.
So I've sat down, been guided. Yeah, so I sat down in this chair. And
I got, right, show the video. I'll get them to show the video now. Jen.
Thumbs up. Manifestation. Granted. Cheers, universe. I'll take this one. The worst is I'm sending you going, this is the manifestation come
Oh my
true.
God, yes.
They asked me if I wanted a champagne. I was like,
And you get,
please.
so when you're in business class and first class, you get like a little like goodie bag. So it had a pair of socks in there. Gemma's got the socks on. She's having a glass of champagne. She's texting me saying, think I don't mind if I do. Manifestation. I'm like, girl, you've accepted this manifestation. This guy's going around. He's like counting. Gemma's got beads of sweat coming down of her face. We're like, yeah, relax into it. And then what happened?
Oh my God. And then, so he came, I was looking at this guy and I'm thinking, I can't see you already. You've stopped looking at what she knows. She knows.
But do you know what? Give it away. So the lady came to me before the man. She was like, Miss Jessica Cunningham? I was like, oh, yeah. She was like, we're just seeing what you'd like to eat. I'm thinking, oh my God, they have my name in this seat. So that I'm cringing because this guy's counting heads on his iPad.
And he didn't know. He couldn't find my name. So he's like, excuse me, ma'am. We're just struggling to find, what's your name, please? Just struggling to this. Here it says this seat's empty. And I was like, it's Gemma Anion. I said, it probably won't be on there actually because we did try and upgrade as we was coming on. But as we was late, the lady said to just sit in one of the seats and see if it was possible to upgrade while I'm on.
But bearing in mind, right, so as she's seen him coming up, Gemma's then put the champagne down. She's starting to take the socks off.
Oh my God, it was so embarrassing.
I'm kind of like going like this, like trying to like sneak without looking. Oh,
hilarious.
It was. However, so this is the crazy thing though. We did actually manage to get you an upgrade and it wasn't as expensive as it was to actually book the damn thing. So now that's what I'm going to do every time.
We got the upgrade and I was able to think it, I would never really think to pay that. I was quite happy to walk back to the thing. He was like, Jem, you can't do that. And I was like, right, well, let's just do it then.
And also, so this taps back into the energetics of money, right? So Gemma was like, no, I'm just going to go back. I went, Jem, you've got to learn to operate from a place of abundance. Whereas if you go back, you're actually saying, well, actually, I'm always going to live in lack. I don't trust myself to make more money. Whereas when you operate from a place of abundance, like, yeah, this has been a cost. However, I trust myself to make 10 times more than that cost. You start operating from a complete different level because you're like, well, actually, no, I trust myself. And within that, you were on fire. And actually, I said to her, and if you'd have gone back to that seat, how would you have felt? You'd have felt mortified. How else would you have felt?
I'd have been embarrassed.
Whereas sitting
felt
in
like a dosser. Oh my God.
Like a dosser. Oh, your beliefs.
Yeah.
Whereas coming back and staying in that seat, paying for that upgrade, how did you feel?
I felt amazing.
A sign of
things to come.
Yeah.
I felt amazing. I felt very deserving of it. I thought, do you know what? Now I will sit back and enjoy the champagne. It's paid for.
Pass me another pair of socks too.
Yeah. And then I was just...
You didn't actually put the socks back on though, did you?
I didn't put the socks back on. I was really embarrassed. I was embarrassed, but then because I was able to pay it and they thought, well, they'd have to believe that story, wouldn't they? Someone's just told her to sit there. But... yeah, no, I loved it.
Yeah.
And it was a brilliant experience for me. And I came back and I did earn that money back straight away.
Yeah.
Like within not even a week, I'd probably earned 5 times more than that.
Yeah,
and I was like, how have I done that? Like it's...
Because you operate from a different level. And if anybody listening to this, you've got to be so cautious of your thoughts, of your actions, because whatever you do and think is creating more safety in your nervous system. Whereas every single time you do something that scares you just a little bit, and especially if it's to do with money, you're expanding your wealth thermostat. And again, if we go back to, when I was a single mum on benefits, I wanted everything for free. Like I wasn't willing to spend money. Whereas as soon as I started to back myself and trust myself, that's when everything literally shifted. Like everything.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else I did since I've been back as
Go
well.
on.
Cleared all my debts. Cleared all my debts because I knew that to go into the frequency that I need to be in. I can't be having this lack and panic. So I just rang every single, everything that I've ever been in debt with, and just made sure the payments are like the top of maximum payments that I can pay, so it's clearing all the debt. So now I won't get any letters or
How
any
does
lack.
that make you feel?
Amazing, because that's weird, because I have done well business wise. I think I will have made 100 grand this year. And I thought, to me, that's like freaking wow, that's money that I can't believe I'd done that. But by the end of the year now, I'm not going to be proud of myself for the 100 grand because we're going for $1 million. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But me doing that, and even though I was doing well in business, I still was keeping the debt. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a comfort thing, because also if you think about it, like
I've never not been in debt.
Yeah, and that's what you learn growing up. So it's your norm. It's the same with like I'm awful with parking tickets. I've got about 5 parking tickets in my car. And like literally, I know I just need to pay them, but there's something within me that's like, oh, I'll do it later. And literally, my mum and dad would always get parking tickets and they would never pay the parking tickets. But, and again, if you listen to this, most people, I would just pay the damn parking tickets. But the thing is, it's so out of my norm to pay it. And actually, I've got the tickets to pay. It got so bad that it got so bad. Oh my God. So it got so bad. Basically, I wasn't even going to share this story, but Abhijit, the neuroscientist we're working with in belief coding, shared it for me. So I don't mind sharing it now. But it got so bad, like literally, we went to go and see our friend Carl in Manchester because he was doing some social media for us. And me and Abhijit, the neuroscientist, we parked my car up, went in, and I came back. I was like, oh my God. I was like, my car's been stolen. They were like, what? Your car's? I was like, my car has been stolen. So the car's not there. Abhijit's like, are you sure you parked? I went, Abhijit, you were in the car with me. You walked from the car up these stairs. He's like, oh yeah. Carl's like, oh, it's definitely not been stolen. I was like, the car's been stolen. So I'm ringing the police. I've made a police track. I was like, my car's been stolen. I've like cancelled my insurance.
Oh my God. I was running up and down every street. Like, I know you're certain where you parked it, but I'll just check.
But it turned out because I hadn't paid the parking ticket, my car had been towed by the council. And it is, I was like, okay, so literally I had to like reinsert, but what a pain. But again, it's like, for some people listening to this, that will seem like madness and it will seem so irrational and it just won't make sense. But you cannot operate past your belief systems. You cannot operate past what your nervous system believes is safe. So consciously, of course, I know it is easy to pay a 25 quid parking ticket or just to pay for parking. But there is something within me, the subconscious, and I am actually going to do a belief coding session on this to make sure I don't get that. There is something within me that it feels safer not to pay it, because I grew up and my mum and dad just would never pay parking tickets. Like they would always, like the car would always be clamped, or the car, I mean, actually nothing, the car got clamped once or twice. You know, we'd always have bailiffs turning up to the house. That was my norm.
And I had bailiffs.
Girl, this is how, pants and bailiffs.
I used to dodge them. Well, I didn't pay any bills. Yeah. When I lived on my own at 16, social services took control of everying. I didn't pay any bills and I had no concept of money and what it's for and shopping and food, and they'd give me money, they'd give me a top up because they was my guardians then until I was 21.
So that's teaching you that you're incapable to have your own money.
And this is again why the mission, because think of how many children that haven't don't put on their own, and then they're just supposed to be able to survive when they've not learned anything about everything, independent living. And
I think it's the thing as well. So what we're doing, we want to set up a foundation where literally we're teaching the kids who are in care systems how to literally create businesses, how to literally look after themselves, how to be self-efficient, confident, happy, joyful, you know, because it's like, we don't want these kids to wait till they're 40 to have the breakthroughs that they deserve and worthy of when they're
Jess,
16.
We already know the statistics. There's like over 70% of children that come out of the care system end up with either hospital or prison admissions or suicide. Like the 70% is a hell of a lot. I think it's 72% or something of children in the care system. Like, why is no one... It baffles me that we've got these statistics out there, but yet there still isn't the right support. I mean, it's got a lot better since when I was independent, put on my own at 16, because I think it's 18 now, but still all these children in children's homes, they're not getting the support. They're not going to the...
And they're still living in the wounds.
Yeah.
So what was the...
and we do get labelled crazy because they think, oh, you've come from that, so they're going to be like that.
There's no understanding. There's no context. Like, these kids are just wrote off.
Yeah.
What was it that you said when we're saying, you know, like the amount of money that care homes and foster homes get, and you said, you know, you're either... What was the statement? You said it was bloody brilliant. You're either lining pockets or...
Are we too bothered about lining people's pockets, then we are saving lives, because everyone's getting money passed around for these children, but yet the children aren't getting any support or and because I know it myself and had years and years of trauma and craziness and never thinking I'm coming out of this. Like it's such a shame when that you're living with that when it's no fault of their own.
Yeah.
And for them not to get the right support, really, that's why this mission's a lot bigger than we could ever imagine, because it's going to be saving lives, completely saving lives. And eventually when we're able to not only have them a mentor, but then teach them the belief coding process so they can facilitate themselves like I did in that kitchen. It was the best, most horrendous 6 months of my life, but the best. It was completely life-changing for me.
I think as well, one thing we've talked about is allowing the kids to become mentors for other kids, which is going to be huge. But with this episode anyway, one of the biggest things we wanted to touch upon and to kind of get you as a listener to understand is, you, like, again, I've said it twice, but you cannot operate past your beliefs. So what we're going to go into next week, we're going to go into the strategy of creating an offer, of how you feel around creating the offer, what limitations you've got. But one thing I want you to think of, if you want to start creating an offer, so next week you can get actively involved with what it is that we're doing. So if you look in the description, I've actually given you a technique called the alignment method. And this is literally, so number one, you can understand what are your unconscious beliefs that are literally preventing you from having the £1 million offer, from literally preventing you from having, financial security, health, happiness, and everything that feels really good for you. And also, it gives you the chance to understand what your wealth thermostat is. So there's a training video there. It's completely free. The only thing you need to do is put your email address in. Then you'll get access to some training. Let us know what beliefs come up for you. Please feel free to email us back. And just go into that. So what are the biggest takeaways that you've taken away from what we've been doing over the past 3 weeks?
I've got complete motivation and determination. Like the mission's got a lot clearer. Like I've probably cleared so many beliefs without having even to do the session. My confidence in talking and delegating and like I'm showing up.
I think this is the thing, isn't it, as well, what most business owners don't understand. When they procrastinate, when they're lacking focus, when they feel overwhelmed, when they're having to have willpower, that's not the reality. That's their resistance coming up to prevent them getting the thing that they want. So when you're in total alignment and when your belief systems are in alignment with the thing that you want and your nervous system feels safe, you're in flow state, everything is easy. You don't even need willpower or discipline because you just turn up. You just do the things you need to do.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. And again, I think that is, and it's funny, isn't it? Because, you read all the business books and all the entrepreneurial books. It's like, you need a sacrifice this. It's got to be hard work. You got to have willpower and discipline. And I bought into those beliefs. And it was a very masculine kind of belief. And I was like, yeah, I need to be disciplined, I need to be willpower. But because I was always fighting against my resistance, when the willpower would stop and I'd be crying, in my kitchen thinking, why can't I make a success of myself? Why do I feel like such a failure? And I would think it was a me thing, but really it's simply because having financial success was never safe for me to have because we never experienced it growing up. And it's the same with you. But, even amazing mentors, they teach these things. And I know this will ruffle a few feathers. Let them ruffle. But it is so true. Like as soon as everything that you want is safe for you to have, you really do not need discipline or willpower because discipline and willpower is only there because you have resistance. Have you discovered that?
Yeah. Like as we said, I've probably done more this week than I've done in a very long time. Yeah. And it's just been so easy. I've felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Delegating or asking for more. Or I don't know, it's felt perfect.
It's different,
felt
isn't it?
like I've already stepped into a different version.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Like I feel we've both just been through an identity shift where it's like I've definitely seen you operating from a level that I've never experienced you operating from.
But I have had a little blip.
Oh, you have had a blip. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Self-sabotage, that's all we're saying. So you've only got 248 hours until Gemma reveals what her blip was. But this is something that you absolutely need to listen to because it just shows you that when it is not safe for you to have what you want, how your past can come back to haunt you. We'll see you on next week's episode.